It can be really frustrating with Amazon when you don't know for sure if you can sell a product or not. So how do you actually tell if a product is an IP risk if Seller Central doesn't just tell you that when you try and add the product, which it should, by the way. Okay, let's take a look at some example listings. All right, so we've gone for a really obvious one here. My Protein, you can't sell it, they IP people, and on SellerAmp SaaS, it gives you this warning here. This is what you want to look out for. This is a really clear sign that this brand either IPs on this product listing or the brand does in general. Is there an IP violation on this listing? We can't tell for sure without investigating, but all we know is that this brand has IP'd in the past. You will find some brands are an IP risk according to SellerAmp SaaS, but you can check the individual listing and you can see historically no one's ever been kicked off it. So you have to do your own safety checks and gauge how much risk you like to take. Once I've seen an IP risk here, I'll look at the graph here. So I can see that there are spikes in off account here, spikes in off account here. I'm just going to investigate a bit further. What I'm looking for is sudden drop-offs like this. If it staircases down bit by bit, that's an indication that the sellers might just be selling out. But when there's aggressive drops like there are here, it goes from 24 sellers to 16, from 16 to 4. That's an indication that they've given IP violations to a couple of groups of people at separate times. And the 4 is just the 4 authorized sellers that are allowed to sell on the brand. And then you can see it went back up to 16 and then down again to 4 pretty quickly here. If we go to the next listing, I just want to show you that SaaS here doesn't actually give you an IP warning, but this one is a brand that we know of, the IPs people. What you want to do, every time you've established if a brand is an IP, put it in a Google sheet, put it in a database and keep track of it. That way, if you grow your team with virtual assistants, they'll be aware not to source those products. So let's go down to this one. So you can see it was pretty standardly, historically, quite low seller counts. It must have come on offer here and it just exploded with sellers. Let's have a look at this. This actually doesn't indicate to me any IP risk. There's a little one here which we can investigate, but you can see instead of it being a sudden drop, it's a pretty gradual decline of sellers, which is a good indication that they were just selling out. What we do want to investigate is this one here. So on one single day, perfectly straight line here, it went from 61 sellers all the way to 4. That right there is an IP risk and you want to be ever so careful. So do your checks, build a database, and if you want any help growing your Amazon FBA business, click the link in the bio and we'll see you in the Discord.